Well, good morning everyone. So we've got the last of these culls down here in the yard. There's 6 to go. Remember in the last video I was saying about the cow with the tail there? Well, it was born without a tail, I should say. Well, I rang up my works buyer and he said, yeah, get a vet check for it just to make certain that everything is fine when it gets there. So Martha came out last night and she had a look at it and she gave me one, which is awesome. So that'll be going with the truck driver, so everything's sorted on that front. But it is probably 20 past 8 at the moment. It was nice having a sleep in this morning, first one. And these girls will be going, I think Marty said 8:39, so the truck shouldn't be too far away. Everything's signed, dated. Right, good to go. Oh. And if you're new to my channel or you're wondering what I was doing ripping this bit of paper out, so this has got to go with the animals in here on the truck to say that they have been TB tested pretty much, just to make sure everything's sort of correct. And then this was the certificate of fitness that Martha did last night, so that bit of paper will also go. Vet cert, born without tail, perfectly safe for transport. Stick it under here, under my paperweight. Truck driver will grab them, but I should be here to load them. But I've got a few trucks turning up today, so I've got the stock truck, then I've got Finches, they're going to bring over a couple of loads of maize, and that's going to finish that off. And then I also got another unit load of bales turning up from the Hawke's Bay. I think they're loaded Saturday, but they're going to deliver them today at about 3 o'clock, so I have to unload that. There's 40 turning up this time. They could get a whole unit load on because it's not lucerne. This is just annual, which is a little bit cheaper, which is even better. Looks like there's 2 spare pens down the very back here, so hopefully I can just run them onto there and don't have to put them upstairs. Not that it's any big drama, but it's just easier if they just go on the bottom and then the truck takes them straight there. Well, we had a little shower pass through before. It wasn't really much, but it was enough to sort of wet the ground a little bit. There is supposed to be like a front coming up, like a little one, which we might get sort of 5 or 10 mils out of it. So if we could get 10, like that'd be pretty good. It would sort of make all that new grass shoot away, or it would be great for that. But it was good getting those cows away. That tidies everything up. So now all the animals on farm are the ones that we will be carrying through winter and milking next season. So that's awesome. That truck driver's quite hard case. He's 76 and he said he was supposed to retire on Friday, and what's today, Monday, so it was probably the shortest retirement on record, he reckons. But he's yeah, he's done pretty well at that age to keep driving like that. But I also had a phone call from Finches before, and they said that one of the trucks that they were going to bring the maize in, it's broken down, the mat's ripped off or something, so they're going to bring it in tomorrow, which is good because it sort of gives me a bit of time to get ready for that. I might just shoot down there anyway though and grab a green mat. The same one as this, what I've got on the silage pit, because I do have a massive problem at the moment. And that is with, I think it's rats. So they are just putting holes all through the stack. You can see all the maize on top here, there's just millions of holes. They're getting into it big time. Like there's a big one. Move the tyre away, look at that, that's crazy. So what I'm thinking I might do is just take all the tyres off this part which doesn't have the green mat on it. So take all the tyres off, sweep all this maize off, then put another sheet of poly over top. I have got another little sheet which I use for the pit over there. I'm going to put it over the top to sort of block up these holes. And then I'm going to put this green mat down on top because there's no holes, or the rats haven't got in any of this yet. So hopefully they can't sort of chew through this. But I'm also wondering whether it is maybe poo geckos as well. There's a lot of poo geckos that live out here on the flats, and they have been known to sort of put holes all through your silage covers before. So I haven't had it happen in ages, or haven't had poo geckos come to this one. I just thought it was rats, but it could be a combination of both of them, which would make a little bit of sense. I haven't seen them on it, but not to say they aren't coming till after dark when I can't see them, and I know there's probably 10 just sitting over there now. So it is duck shooting season at the moment, and you can shoot them in flight, so might have to get the shotgun going. But I'm going to try with that cover first and see what happens. So you can see there's just heaps of holes, like hole, 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 hole. I have never ever had it this bad before. I have got bait around, but it's pretty hard to get them to eat bait when they've got a massive feed source like this available. And that salt, well, I don't know if that salt worked at all. It'll be good for sort of keeping the edges, but maybe the rats don't like it in the edges now, so they've gone towards the middle of the pit. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I have asked people and they don't know what to do either, so I'm going to try that cover, and if that doesn't work, I don't know. Any suggestions, I'd be happy to hear. Got my stuff. I actually just grabbed a couple of offcuts of, or end rolls of this poly here. Those are all the poly there, the new ones. Workshop, a bit quiet, there's not too many people around. But I just had a phone call from a fellow driving the truck, and he was coming through Karapiro before, so he's about half an hour away, and that would have been probably half an hour ago that he rung, so he will be here any minute now, I imagine. Stood that sign up because easy to see. It is pretty tight, so hopefully he gets in here right. I did tell him to take it wide. There'll be another H-plater, I think. Tractor's in the tanker loop, we'll go and shift that. And it's drizzling again, so I don't know, take anything we can get really. Tractor can just stay there. I think I'll just do what I did last time. Truck can just park here and I'll just unload them and put the bales wherever I want, and then I'll probably stack them in that paddock at a later date. I was just watching Weather Watch on YouTube. Philip Duncan does it. It's quite interesting because he explains the weather quite well for like New Zealand and Australia. You can see where all the highs and the low pressures are and stuff like that. But he reckons we might get sort of 5 to 10 mil tonight. But if we're getting 10, that'd be alright. I'd sort of take that any day of the week. But other than that, the rest of May looks pretty dry, unfortunately. These are the rolls of poly I got. I'm not sure how wide they are. At least they'll be 12. But they either come in 12, 15 or 18, I think, or is it only 12 and 18? But there should be enough there, and there's the bag I got. So that's 10 by 15, and I'm not going to need all that. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do is that I will just sort of roll it out, overlap it quite a bit up there, and then I'm just going to cut the bottom, and whatever's left down here, because I reckon there'll be sort of 5 meters, maybe more, is that I will just take it and I'll use it over at that other pit over there when that silage comes in tomorrow, because the poo geckos have put holes in the plastic over there this season, so by putting that stuff on, it certainly stops that. The pooks can't really get through it because it's quite hard synthetic-y nylon stuff. Easy as. So I think this is that same truck from last time, but it must be the other driver. quite as firm as the loose-term ones, these top bales, although they were loaded on Saturday and now it's Monday, so they've sunken over the weekend, which I probably wouldn't do that again. I think I would just buy bales that are, well, they have to be sort of stacked and delivered on the same day. Obviously, it depends what sort of situation you're in, but just a little bit soft too, which doesn't help. But it's feed, and this stuff's quite nice too. It's that annual, that real sweet stuff. I've ripped most of the bales coming off the top too, so I'll put them here. They can feed out first. All these are going to be fed out in the winter anyway, so it's not going to matter. Finished the trailer, just doing the truck, but these bales on the truck are a lot better. They're like a lot firmer. Must have been from 2 different spots maybe, I don't know. I'm just going to dump them here so it's pretty quick. There's 26 bales on the trailer. So that must mean there are 14 on the truck. 40 is a unit load. Pretty cool how these work. Never really seen them before, but this fella's a pro. He just pulls the curtain to whatever side or other side that I'm loading from. Makes it so easy. Bit more experience than the last fella, I guess. See, look at that. All done. Got the little general watching today. A little bit grumpy, are you? Definitely got a sour look on your face. But I just chucked all the tyres off. Gonna do this pit now. Now's even helping too. But I've given it a sweep, and it's, I don't know how easy it is to see, but you can just see all the holes. It's crazy. I mean, look at this. There'd be 40 or 50 of them maybe. So I'm going to put a sheet of this over. This is that stuff I got from Darcy before we put that green stuff over, just to block the air coming in again. And this is just an offcut, like I was saying before. That's about perfect. Didn't even have to cut it, so couldn't quite get to the edges, but that's not going to matter too much, I don't reckon, because the edges were fine. It was just the middle that was the worst. So that looks a bit better. That's enough tyres for today. Probably cover it properly tomorrow maybe. But hopefully that's going to annoy the rats tonight anyway. They're not going to know where to go. I don't think it's going to be like the saviour, the be all and end all. Because where you have maize, you normally have rats. So I think they're still going to come around, or they're probably going to come in the bottom through here and underneath, sort of try and come underneath through that way now. But hopefully it'll sort of save the top a bit. Depending on how this one went, I was going to get another one for next year, so just sped up that process a bit. But there's actually not that much left at the bottom, so well, I was going to cut it originally, but I think I'll just roll it under and save it now. But it's looking dark. Does it rain? I don't know. But I'll see you tomorrow when the other maize turns up. Well, the ground's wet, so it's good to see. It'll certainly be good for that grass that I've drilled. Mike's back again today, he's finishing off the office. But last night we had 10 moles and a bumblebee. Was it a bee? And so is the drill. So I'm finally going to get this last paddock of chicory done, which will be awesome, then that tidies up everything. Great to get the seed in the ground and tidy that job up. Had about 10 kilos left of seed in there, I reckon. So what I've done is I've dropped the rate right back to 15, which should get me, what's that? It should get me 0.6 or 7 of a hectare. And I think these paddocks are about 1. So what I'm going to do is not worry about doing the headlands, but I'm just going to re-sow from sort of that fence line back this way, because the grass over here isn't too bad. It's just there's a massive dry patch through there. Should really just drill the next paddock as well. I don't know. Where do you stop with this undersowing? It's crazy, but might as well put the leftover stuff back in the ground where it's needed. It's also really late. Usually you wouldn't be planting this late into May, but it's that kind of season, I guess. So hopefully it's alright. It is supposed to get a few frosts next week, which it's not really the best for new grass. But however, as I say, you can't do much about the weather. He actually got way more done than I was thinking. So he's actually done from that part of the paddock all that way, which is awesome. Well, you guys must be getting sick of seeing the drill coming here, but that is probably, I can fairly say that that is probably the last time that it'll be here. Although I'd probably love to do that paddock and that paddock where the cows are, just to name a couple. Maize is just on the way over now, so they've got 2 trucks, they're going to bring them over, just bang bang, and I'm just going to push them up in between and then cover it, and boom, that job's done too. Well, I don't know where these trucks are. I've been waiting here for like 25 minutes and he probably rang 40 minutes ago. They're only just next door, so surely I thought that would have been long enough to get them loaded and over here. Hope they're still coming. It's going to be dark soon. I got sick of waiting, so I'm going home. They can dump it and I'll sort it out in the morning. What I got to do is just push it up and then cover it. But so far, this cover, well, can't see any holes. It's getting quite dark now, but like I say, the rats are definitely going to find other ways in, but it's definitely going to save this face. It's not as tight as it should be either, but still. Maybe that theory about the poo geckos was kind of right too. Maybe they were putting a few holes in it, because when I was sitting over at that maize stack, there was like 30 or 40 of them came walking up the paddock until they seen me, and then they flew away over to the swamp. So maybe they were coming at night and having a little feed, although if it was that many, surely there'd be more holes than there was. So I don't know, stumped. Maybe it was just rats. So far so good anyway. I think it's not too bad. See how it goes. I'll let you know how it goes in another week or so, but that'll pretty much do it. The sun is fading, daylight is leaving. So hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a thumbs up, and apart from that, see you next time. Truck's here, but check out the sunset. It's so pink tonight, it's unreal. Looks better not on the camera too.